Hello! Welcome back to Charmed Persons. It's good to see you. Because I can see all of you that are watching.
Terrifying.
I'm in your house. The D&D stream is coming from inside the house. Hello and welcome back to the Tayaroth campaign. It's been a hot second since we've had a session in campaign 2, so I'm very excited to be back. You'll notice that along with Morton Quincy, played by Evan Collinen, who we will have out for the month of June, and maybe a little bit further, not quite sure, but he will be coming back. We also are missing Ian, and they play you, Pentwee. But you, the character, will still be in the session today, and so that will be I will be making decisions, and you might just be a little sluggish and not very participatory today. But a couple of announcements. We just finished our Monster Hearts campaign, emceed by Angie. That was a lot of fun, so go ahead and watch that. We are also a podcast now. We're on Spotify, and pretty much, I think, just anywhere else you can get a podcast, right, Matt? Or is it just Spotify?
I think also Apple Music.
Okay, Spotify, Apple Music, which probably means the podcast app as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, go ahead and check us out, Charmed Persons. And catch up if you haven't, if you need to not have yourself sitting in front of a computer screen the whole time. So with that, we're going to go ahead and get started, and we'll start with a little recap of what happened last time. I'm sure my party could use it. I know I could.
Definitely need that.
So let's get a little mood music going, huh? So there we go. All right. In the last session, our party found themselves reeling in the aftermath of an ambush that had been in the making since the beginning of their journey. After quickly dispatching the traitors who had disguised themselves as members of the Mercenaries Guild, and the companions that joined those, the party was left to decide with what to do. Morton Quincy decided to stay behind and, as he claimed, bury the bodies, and he would catch up with the rest of the party later. The party looted the bodies of the mercenaries and found a letter that called them the Green Snakes, and there were orders of an attack and a kidnapping of Gilmarie Pentwee, but mistakenly had the description of Rosie. This letter was signed by the Hawk. The party made their way onward towards Barrington after offering their services of protection to Cad Billwright, the caravan owner and driver, in return. After a lot of manipulation and gaslighting from Quinn, he convinced Cad to not only refund them the full cost of the caravan, but then also pay them even further for their services. Once they reached town, Cad would handle business on his end and then meet Quinn and the rest of the party at the Pentwee home that evening. After a night of verity or virtue, some of the party members had some concerning visions. Flint had a vision of an ancient-looking tome sitting on top of a pile of sand. You had a vision of a portal in a never-ending alleyway with a massive creature on the other side and the sound of his mother's voice, Gilmarie. You and Chad then left ahead of the party to check on Gilmarie because you was worried, and Chad and you, eventually followed by the rest of the party, met some of the rest of the Pentwee family. They met Fan, the elf daughter, who works kind of in the political what's the word? The political not arena. The political arena with Gilmarie. They met Oren and Warren, the two halfling young twins who are a bit troublemakers. And they also met Brewster, who is a big, lovable half-orc, and is touched with the green thumb and good cooking skills as well. Then Gilmarie and the party had an adult conversation about exactly what had happened and why. Turns out Gilmarie has been seen somewhere she shouldn't, and must be getting too close to secret dealings with a group called the Hangmen, whose leader is supposedly named the Hawk. Gilmarie was working with a local noblewoman on getting her higher up in social circles and perhaps even in the council, but there was some resistance. So, the party decided to make their way to the Flowing Flagon, which is neutral territory for the two main gangs in the southeast district of Barrington, the Free Miners and the Hanged Men, who the party were looking for. As they reached this, to call it a hole in the wall is an understatement, very small little dive bar. Flint Boulderbender took it on himself to enter the establishment and approach the Free Miners as a dwarf. Immediately reminded them of the fact that their mine had been shut down for quite some time, getting on their bad side. Then Quinn and Maewyn Barleykettle, they walked up to the bar to offer the services of Alexander Nightshade. The barkeep quickly let them know that this is not the kind of place where entertainment ever takes place. They also kind of chatted up with a orc member of the Hanged Men who was talking to them at the bar and said that they didn't want any trouble, but that the Barleykettles should finish their drink and leave, which they did. As they left, Chadrimi Strongjaw kind of slithered in and put themselves against the wall, waiting to kind of see what happened. Flint then took his used the enormous amount of ground he had made with his charismatic abilities to then all of a sudden suggest that the truce be shattered and that the Free Miners help them kind of figure out like what is going on with the Hanged Men. The Hanged Men are doing some not so good stuff and maybe we should take them out. So the Free Miner who Flint was talking to then immediately kind of makes the Hanged Men aware. And with that, the orc Hanged Man kind of takes out his short sword and threatens Flint to get down in the hole. The barkeep walks over to a trapdoor in the back of the tavern that she opens up after kind of like sighing with exasperation. But as the half-orc is kind of leading Flint towards this hole, he starts laughing uncontrollably as Quinn casts Tasha's hideous laughter on him. But it ends up not lasting long and ends up making the orc even more angry. Chad tries to step up, and his strategy is to say, hey, he wasn't ready for a fight, but I came for a fight. So the half-orc said, all right, yeah, sure, come on. So you come with us down into the hole. Chad and Flint start getting pushed into the hole. And then you and Edmund, the party's other member, decided to try and open the door because a bar had been put down, barring them out, literally barring them from the entering the Flowing Flagon. So used thaumaturgy and Edmund's gust, they caused a force of wind to kick up the bar, swing open the door, and right before the door swung open, Quinn uses his hat to change himself into a Hanged Man, and the door swings open. Everyone in the tavern turns and looks at the entrance, and as you and Edmund kind of look very surprised and caught unawares, a little gnomish old woman peeks in between their legs and says, we're here to see Alexander Nightshade. And that is where we left off. So let me go ahead and get the players in here.
Oh shit. There's a lot more people in here.
Oh,
There's a lot of
shit.
people in this bar.
Yeah, this is gonna be great. I'm also exhausted, so that's
You know
cool.
we're level 2, right?
I didn't say combat has happened yet, and also you're the ones that walked in here.
Yeah, third session.
Yeah,
TPK.
we got ourselves in this situation.
That's a great idea. Sessions in TPK.
All right, let me go ahead and
Oh my
show
God, this
the
music.
audience what we're looking
That's
at.
awesome, by the way.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
this is cool.
So yeah, we have you and Edmund. They're really at the door, but I just kind of put them in further. Rosie right behind them. Quinn, you'll see a little ninja icon there to show that you're disguised as a hangman, and then I would have to assume that Maewyn is right beside Quinn. So this is the situation, and I'm gonna ask you to do something fun. I want you all to roll initiative with your charisma modifier, as we are about to have a role play turn order, so
Oh
that
my
we can
God.
see exactly how this goes down.
Okay. Not too bad.
Oh. Oh no.
I can't click on my token.
You can't click on your token. Go ahead and
Sorry.
just.
Neither can I.
I don't know why. If I drag them out, you can't touch them. I don't know how to fix that issue.
But yeah,
like the GM layer.
No, they're not. You wouldn't be able to see them if they were. So yeah, bring your token out and put it next to yours, and then I'll delete the other ones.
wee.
Put it next to Eric.
Sorry. The people on the left, are they the hanged men, I'm guessing?
The people on the left are the hangmen. The people on the right are the free miners. That is correct.
That's your free miners.
That's correct. That's exactly how it is. Alright, don't worry, Maewyn, I got it.
Sounded like you said do re mi.
Do re mi.
Wow, we're so cool. At least with charisma, I have a +1 to initiative.
It's pretty good.
I got a
Otherwise, I have +0.
I got a +3
Me too.
because I'm
Sick.
beautiful.
I'm so
Oh.
charismatic, unlike you would have guessed from my earlier interactions with the three miners.
Alright, hold on just a second.
Can't wait to get to level 4 so I could boost my charisma and get 18.
I love that for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It looks like JMO just pulled a beer out of
The-
the landscape.
Straight from the water.
Get a fresh natty ice. Straight from the streams of Colorado.
My sparkling water straight from the mountains.
Oh,
Ah.
The
Is
LaCroix
that Mount
Mountains.
LaCroix?
No, LaCroix.
LaCroix.
from a
That's right.
bubbling creek. Am I right?
Ooh.
Nice.
Hey, that's a joke.
It's a joke.
Oh, I should roll for you also.
Yeah.
Yes.
It takes so much effort to not say the joke "you who" every time.
For me?
You don't have to roll initiative for me.
I would-
Hello, me.
Keeps blurring out one of my buns.
Alright.
That's the naughty bun.
That's
That's how you know they're really space buns.
Ooh.
Space buns.
Alright. So at the top of the turn order is Yu's turn. However, Rosie, you turn and you do not see you. It seems in the commotion you has vanished and you do not see them.
Typical.
no.
Classic you. Yeah, I think that because of this, I might not have noticed immediately. So
Okay, yeah.
yeah, I'm just gonna.
Who is Morton? Why is he here?
What?
I see Morton in the initiative order, which is weird.
I don't see
I
anybody
see
in.
Victor.
Victor,
see-
Hangman, Free Miners, and
And May.
May.
Oh.
How do we add our?
Yeah, how do I
I-
add?
On the top left, it says initiative.
I see everybody.
How
What
do
do
I
you
see?
Oh, now I'm seeing people pop up. How do I edit?
You just
Oh,
click
did-
on the number. Well, I thought.
I don't
Did
see
you roll for
I don't
us,
see my
Zach,
person
or
in there.
did?
No, I didn't. I just figured you would add. I thought you were gonna add yourselves, but
It won't let me change it.
all right. What's Maewyn? What's yours? I'll change them.
Mine's 18. Mine's right.
What is yours, Rosie?
8.
What is yours, Chad?
19.
Nice.
I don't know why this person is here. This is weird. What's yours, Quinn?
16.
Why is Maewyn here twice? What is
Might be-
happening?
It might be previous initiative.
Okay. I'm
Oh,
removing. Hold on, real quick. I removed everyone. So you're gonna have to do it again. Gonna have to do it again. Sorry.
Love technical difficulties.
I know, right?
I still don't see a way to add like you guys are adding.
You
there's a
click on
little
your
initiative.
token, and then initiative pops up by the mouse at the top left.
But I think it had me roll.
Well, yeah,
You
it
did,
rolled.
and then you can go in and edit.
Yeah, you can edit in the turn order after you roll it.
It won't change though.
Yeah, it didn't. It doesn't let me change it for some reason either.
Okay, well, we'll figure that out later. So what is yours, Angie?
8.
Oh, no.
Flint, yours is good. Chad, yours was 19.
Yeah.
Maewyn's is good. Quinn, yours was 16.
Yep, I got it now.
Alrighty, so there we go. Now, yeah, no problem. So now we should see everybody. So at the top of the turn order, we've got Flint. So Flint, you currently have this half orc with a short sword towards you, a hangman behind you, kind of pointing you. But then everybody has like turned and looked towards the situation. So what do you do in this moment?
It feels like attacking is suicide.
What makes you say that?
Do you have a death wish?
I am going.
You could attack and escape.
I can't make it all the way to the door.
Did not like that laugh.
I'm just gonna look at like the person who's got the sword to me and say, I don't know who those people are.
Okay, and that's the end of your turn.
Yep.
All right, it's now his turn. He's Victor, and Victor kind of looks at you and then looks at everybody else, He looks at like some of the other hanged men who aren't currently around Chad and Flint, and just kind of like nods his head. And you see that some of these hangmen start kind of like making their way closer to the door towards y'all. And that's what Victor's turn is. Chad, what are you doing?
I'll kind of also turn to the guy that's kind of ushering me, because Victor's the one by Flint, but I just have a normal hanged man dude. Yeah.
Yeah, and you both kind of have another one in between you. So you have three people, basically three people surrounding you, but two each.
Okay. I'll turn to Victor actually and say, what's the name of the dude? Something the
Hawk?
Quinn? No, the person that's not Quinn.
Oh, Alexander Nightshade. Alexander Nightshade, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
The dude, you can call him the dude.
yeah.
The dude.
I'll just turn to him and say, Alexander Nightshade, well, that sounds like a good time. I mean, you know, what about a show before some fighting? Show before a show, if you will. Sounds like a good time.
Make a persuasion check for me at disadvantage for
I
sure.
think I already have disadvantage because I'm exhausted, so...
Okay, yeah.
At this point, the people demand Alexander Mitch.
Okay, well, it's a 7.
You see him kind of like look at you with like one eyebrow raised. I can't do it. And then he looks back. And then he looks back towards Rosie, who said that. And then he looks at you and says, I have no idea who that is. Get a move on. And he starts pushing you both a little bit further. So we're just gonna move both of you just a little bit further.
Just a little bit.
Maewyn, it's your turn.
Uh-huh. I'm gonna look at whoever looks like the least intelligent person at the table on my right.
Okay. Sure. We'll just say that that's this guy right here.
That fucking idiot.
You kind of you look over at him, and he's the only one who's like looking down at his feet, like concerned.
I'm gonna look at him and use my one charge on my helm of telepathy to use suggestion and say, "Hey man, tell everyone that you're Alexander Nightshade's biggest fan. We're here for you."
Okay, what's the saving throw on that?
Wisdom.
Wisdom. Okay.
I love this.
He got an 11.
It's a 13 save, so he fails.
Okay, so he kind of looks at you, and he looks back down at his feet, and he shakes his head, and looks back up at you, and he says, "Oh yeah, I love Alexander Nightshade. He's great. I'm his #1 fan." And then he looks even more confused. He starts like looking around at himself.
And yep, that's my action. That's what we're gonna do.
Okay, yeah, sounds
and then
good.
I wanna shoot Quinn a look that says, "Don't be a fucking idiot."
All right, Quinn, it's your turn. What's your response to that?
Looking like a hanged man, I'm just gonna walk up.
Okay, yeah, easily enough.
Just like up to here, use 25 feet of movement, and just be like, I can't believe these fucking people are in our bar. These fucking outsiders think they could just try to like join that crowd of hanged men.
Yeah. Roll a deception check at advantage because you look like a hanged man.
Deception, pretty good. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Yeah, they all kind of look at you, and the couple that do speak to you are like, "Yeah, I know, asshole. Seriously, I was having such a good. We were really in depth in a conversation about the afterlife." And hold on, just a second. Go ahead.
I'm going to. I'm going to use my bonus action and just point at Chad. Wait, what? How long is inspiration? Is it 30 feet? 60 feet. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'll look at Chad and be like, yeah, I mean, even though he looks pretty beefy, I'm gonna give Chad bardic inspiration.
Okay, all right.
Though he looks pretty beefy.
If I could hold silent image, like ready silent image, ready the action.
Okay.
And if they get pushed closer to the hole, I want a giant spider to start crawling out of the hole.
Okay, all right. So, Chad, you get that DM inspiration. What are is silent image? What's the components of that? Verbal,
it's vocal. Yeah, it's all three.
It's all three. Okay, so you get out your arcane. You have an arcane focus, right? It's the
saxophone.
Yeah. So you just kind of like reach back, almost as if you're like putting your hand on a revolver handle, and you just kind of like rub the the saxophone a little bit, and you start kind of muttering under your breath, and then you're holding the last like somatic component that you would do. All right, so that is the end of your turn, Rosie.
So having gotten to watch all of what just happened, and see everybody moving towards us, and then them, I can see them going, like, being pushed towards the hole.
Oh yeah, this is not a big place, yeah.
Okay. Well, every place is a big place. Right?
True.
I would love to, cast, oh no, actually. I spent this whole time thinking about what I want to do, and then I didn't think of one thing. No. Dang it. Okay. I'm gonna cast Bless on Quinn. Quinn, May, and is this Edmund right here in front of us?
Yes.
Yeah. So I can only in range give them those 3 blasts. So May, Edmund, and Quinn can roll a d4
Thank you.
for any attack roll or saving throw.
I would wait to add that d4 just in case, because as you grab your holy symbol and start to speak in an ancient divine language known from Dune, this nearest hangman right here puts a hand on a hand crossbow that you see and kind of points at you and says, "Hey, what are you doing?"
Well, I was just saying a little prayer because I always like to pray over Alexander Nightshade before he goes on.
Okay, roll a persuasion check for me.
I looked very offended.
Can I try to pray with her?
You said deception. Oh, that's a nat 20.
I said persuasion, but nat 20.
Yeah.
Okay, because I guess it should have been deception, but either way.
It's 21 total. So.
Okay, gotcha. So he kind of looks at you, and he says, "Oh, okay, yeah, sorry, ma'am. I just gotta make sure." So if that's the case, so you're Alexander Nightshade, and he points to Edmund as the only man who's standing near you, and Edmund kind of goes, "Hey, that's right. That's me, Alexander Nightshade, here to perform for the rest of you." And that'll be the end of Rosie's turn. It's now the Hanged Men's turn. Wait, what? How did that happen? This is so confusing. So the Hanged Men are going to... these two who are next to Chad and Flint do start pushing them a little bit closer. So do you release the spell?
Yep.
All right.
I do.
Oh, no.
I should have asked this of you, Rosie, but it worked out for you. Do you want to kind of like sleight of hand roll to see if they could not notice you cast the spell, or do you not care? Sorry, no, I should have asked Rosie that, but now I'm asking Quinn that is what I meant to say. Sorry.
I was kind of trying. Yeah, I was trying to do that and like blend in with them, so they're blend in by sticking.
Yeah, do a sleight of hand at advantage because you succeeded on the blending in roll.
It would have been 14.
14. Easy, yeah, 14 is good enough. So you use the last somatic component, and all of a sudden this spider, you see one furry leg and then another furry leg. Oh wait, no, hold on. Hold on just a second.
Great.
I was afraid. I was petrified.
Okay, cool. I was just making sure that you could use it was one of those that you can use your action to move it. So we'll say you're using your action is controlling this thing. So you cast the spell, and then that last somatic hand wave that you use kind of ends at your side, and each finger lift is an echoed finger lift of the spider, and you see a spider kind of climb out of this hole and raise itself forward. I'm gonna roll some intelligence saving throws for some people here. 13.
My save DC is 13.
Okay, so 13. So we'll say I'll do like... Okay, I'm going to do 3 rolls total. So 1 is 13, 1 is 10.
Investigation check.
That would be the same for these guys. 13, 10, and then 14. So what you do see is immediately this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy gets behind you. All of those hanged men immediately back up and are like, and start backing up. These hanged men up here and Victor kind of like look towards it like, what? Because they know what's down there, and so this is a very weird thing. Some of the free miners also start backing up like, whoa, what is going on here? It is now the free miners' turn. I'm gonna say we've got 1, 3. Okay, so this guy, this guy. All of those free miners just leave. They're a bit scared of what's going on, and also the hangmen seem to kind of have control over you guys right now, so they don't really care. So they're leaving, but you do see that the guy who is very confused about the fact that he thinks he's Alexander Nightshade's #1 fan and is now kind of staring at Edmund like wide-eyed. He stays, and a few of the other free miners stay. But with that, we now go to Edmund's turn. As this is all kind of happening simultaneously, Edmund looks over at the spider and is like, "Oh dear, I don't want to be. I can't perform in a place like this. This is you need to have control over your establishment." And he starts to back up towards the door, and that's going to be Edmund's turn. Flint, it's now back to the top of the turn order. Flint, I need you to make just a general investigation check for me. Go ahead and make an investigation.
18.
Okay. Not only do you know that this spider is not real, but you know one of your friends has cast it. You've seen Quinn kind of do some illusionary stuff. This spider, something about it kind of just screams Quinn to you, so you know that this is like not a real thing. So yeah. So go ahead. So you know that it's an illusion. What do you do?
I hate animals, but I love spiders. Hey Victor, I'll take care of this pest problem for you, no problem. I just walk over to the hole.
Okay.
And I take my big hammer and I like pretend to hit it. I try to attack it.
Okay, I'll say, because this is all kind of a little bit loose, so I'll say that should Quinn want to, you can choose to make the spider react.
For sure.
Everybody, especially who's close, immediately is like, there's no sound that just happened. Why did that, there's no hit, there's no thud, there's no like screeching from the spider. What the hell just happened?
But I go,
It is now Victor's turn, and he knows that it's an illusion, sees this happen. He is going to reach one arm around Chad, putting his forearm against like against your chest and grabbing the other shoulder. He puts the short sword up to Chad's throat, and then he says, all right. Seems like we've got a trickster in here trying to help their friends. I need anyone who's never stepped foot in this bar before to get down on your knees.
Yeah.
I've never met this.
He kind of like looks for the source of that voice, but doesn't really say anything. What do you say, Flint?
I've never met this spider in my life.
On your knees, Redbeard.
Sure, no problem.
Rosie, Maewyn, what do you do? Edmund just kind of keeps backing up, and he's like, "Oh, listen, I just walked in here trying to offer my services. I'll head out. I'm sorry." And as he tries, Victor's like, "I wouldn't take it one step further if I were you." So Edmund gets down on his knees. Rosie, Maewyn, what are you doing?
I want to like get down on my knees and try to make myself really small so that maybe I can like crawl backwards out of the door.
Go ahead and roll a stealth check.
I think you are blessed still, right?
You are blessed.
Oh yeah.
Is blessed for ability checks?
Just attack rolls.
14.
14. I'll say that Edmund kind of like sees what you're trying to do and like billows out his robes. And we'll say yes. You're able to kind of like get back behind the door. So we'll move your token all the way over here for right now. But really you're just like right behind the door.
Okay, what I want to try to do slowly as everything's happening is get to a window so I have good aim with my bow, but maybe nobody can see me.
Okay. So that was Victor's kind of turn. As that happened, Chad, since you're next in the turn order, I'll kind of give you a moment to have a reaction here.
I already rolled and I 100% think that spider's real. That's cool. And I was also going to attack it before he got me, so I'm glad he did. I'll kind of just like slump a little bit, showing that I'm not resisting. And just go, fuck, this is worse than when I had that run-in with that heartstring bitch. I'm bringing up Sylvia.
Okay, all right.
Oh.
Go ahead and roll a deception check. I mean,
You do
just straight roll, and you're inspired. That is true.
Okay, so if I'm inspired at disadvantage, does that mean I reroll both, or I can choose which to reroll?
Inspired,
The
you
final,
add
yeah,
a
the
D6.
the final one, whichever you choose, you'll add the d6 to it.
Oh, I added D6 to it. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, please roll well. Okay. Okay.
Some guidance.
So without the D6, that's it. Okay, I'm gonna add the D6. Woo! Okay, 22.
22. He has the short sword up against you, and you definitely feel him like relax for a moment, and kind of like he's silent, so he doesn't say anything, but he does like turn his head towards Chad, and like the rest of you would be anybody looking would be able to see that his eyebrows furrowed, and he's kind of looking a bit incredulous, but not necessarily malicious, just kind of like genuinely curious. But he does stick with holding you. And then actually, Flint, can you make a dexterity saving throw for me?
Sure, no problem. 11.
One thing that you've never done before is fight a giant spider, or one thing you have done before is definitely fight a giant spider. One thing you've never done before is pretend to fight a giant spider. So when you go and you're swinging, and the first couple swings look good, you go to swing another time at this spider, kind of like hammering it down into the hole one final time, and you just tumble and you start to fall down the hole. You only fall about like 5 feet, so you don't even really take any damage, but you kind of like fall down this ladder and you hit the ground down below, and we will describe what you see in a moment.
Ouch, 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 ouch.
So Victor is going to get behind Chad and just drag him a little bit further and say, "Hanged men, make sure our guests leave." And he's going to continue to walk back. The rest of you, other than Quinn, so basically just Edmund and Rosie at this point, who are seen, a bunch of the hangmen start walking closer towards you to like get you out of this bar.
Do we get to do a turn?
Yeah, you get a yeah. We're not really doing turn order anymore.
Oh, okay. As they come closer to me, I'll look at Edmund, and I'll say to the three that are like right in front here, I'll just look at him, because I didn't get down on my knees, because why? And I just look at him and I say, now you listen here. I have not gotten to see Alexander Nightshade in a very long time, and he is finally here, and I want to see him perform, so you will not stand in my way. And I like start to rush towards them just to like see if they'll move for a little gnome lady.
Roll an intimidation check at disadvantage.
Disadvantage?
Yeah.
That was very scary.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, okay. I have really bad self-awareness.
you
said,
yourself called yourself a little gnome lady.
I will say I did get another natural 20, and that's real.
Oh my gosh.
There, do you see it?
I do see it, but unfortunately it's at disadvantage.
Oh yeah. I ignored that part. 14.
14. You see this like middle guy kind of like step back for a second, like he flinches for sure. But the other two kind of look forward still, and there's more people kind of stepping forward. Edmund kind of looks at you, and he says, "Oh, don't worry there, now, darling. I'm sure we can find another venue for this." And he kind of like bends down towards you, and like visually looking like he's like consoling you. But then he whispers in your ear, and he's like, "I think that if they wanted to kill them, they would have done it already. We should just kind of see what happens here."
All right, Alexander, we're leaving.
Of course we are, because we're better than this establishment. And he picks you up and walks away. And he as soon as he kind of like uses his foot to like close the door as he goes, and he puts you down outside, and he says, "Listen, I'm sorry, but that was not the time to put up a fight, I think."
Yeah, you're probably right.
And he kind of like looks around. "Where's Maewyn?"
Where's you?
You look kind of like side to side. You see Maewyn just like crouched underneath the windowsill, like peeking in. And by the way, there's two windows. One is here. I'll just put Maewyn here. One, they're under each like trophy head that you see here. So Maewyn's under, looking through this one. And
I immediately look to the other window to see if you is doing the same thing.
You look over there, and you is not there.
Where did I go?
However, with a like glued to the windowsill with like a glob of wet mud, you see a like flapping piece of paper.
I will grab it.
You go and you grab it, and you see that it is a page from one of Yu's sci-fi books. And you flip it over, and there's just a handwritten note that says,
"Oh my god.
Oh my god.
A trembling tentacle reached for..." No, that's the wrong side.
Wrong side. It says, "Sorry, I had to go back home. I needed to get something important. I'll see you soon. Love you!" Exclamation point.
Wow, we really gotta get that child checked.
As
distracted.
As the three of you kind of like are, dealing with the aftermath of whatever just happened, Victor takes Chad closer to the hole. Chad, do you fight this at all? And he kind of like, once you get to the hole, he like lets you go. It's actually, once the door shuts, he lets you go, but does kind of like still gesture with the short sword, lets you climb down the ladder into the hole. Quinn, what you see is that some of the hangmen kind of like go back to their seats, or like go and like sit by the door to guard the door, but you do see that some of the hanged men are also following Victor and the rest down the hole, so if you wanted to go there as well, you could.
Definitely.
So I will show you all now.
The hanged men are going down the hole?
A few of them are, not everybody.
Oh, yeah, I'll definitely go down.
But a few of them are. So here is what you have fallen down into. So if you want to put your
Wowzers.
yeah.
Fine. This looks great.
Oh, I just now realized that I'm showing the stream, like, usually I have a player window open, but they're just seeing all the DM stuff happen. Oh, well. So Flint, you
watch the stream.
True, yeah. So Flint, if you fell down, you like fell down and kind of rolled over. Chad came down, Victor came down, and then 3 hanged men came down as well that Quinn kind of entered with. So this is the main area. Flint. Well, what happens is here. Actually, let me. So that was kind of what was going on up in the bar, but now We've got ominous music. You guys all come down into this area. It's very dark. It's only dim light everywhere. The only light coming from these candles, just like the bar above. And you see that there's a table with some chairs around it. A stool or small table that just is acting as like a holder of a bunch of candles to kind of increase the light. What seem to be a bunch of crates and bags that are most likely storage and supplies for the tavern above. And then in the middle, you see this kind of like, because you see dirt and scuff marks everywhere. You saw them on the first floor too, but you see a lot kind of forming a circular pattern in the middle of the room here. And then in the middle of that, you see a chair with some other candles around it, lining it up. Flint, you get a shove on your shoulder from Victor as he says, "Go ahead and take a seat."
Hey, by the way, that spider was not real. I don't know what you're doing down here, but you're doing fake tricks. It's not cool.
That was one of your friends.
I don't have any friends.
Sure you don't. We'll find out. And he gestures you to go to the seat. Do you go?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay, so you'll go here. Chad, he kind of looks at you, and he like pulls one of the seats out at the table, one of the ones that has its back to Flint, and says, "Go ahead and take a seat."
Yeah, sure. I'll just walk right over.
All right, so you take a seat. Victor's gonna sit here. You have two of the hangmen kind of like stay back, and then one comes and stands behind Flint. Quinn, where do you go?
I'll go stand next to Chad.
Go stand next to Chad? Okay. Oh, sorry, I moved you. Yeah, there you go. Go ahead.
Sorry, should we roll to know if that's Quinn? Like, would there be any way we could tell if that's him, or do we?
I would say you guys have definitely. Quinn, have you used your disguise over your time in the caravan? That's something that you kind of keep to yourself.
Probably not. No.
Yeah, so I would say go ahead. I'll say
inspire you.
That's true. Yeah, so you've been inspired by Quinn before. So Chad, I will say that you did not know that was Quinn, and then he said that, and you felt like what the feeling of being magically inspired by Quinn feels like. So you're confused, but you do think that is Quinn, but you're confused. You're like, yeah, you're not 100% certain, but you've got a good idea. You're like 60-70% sure. Flint, go ahead and make an investigation check. I'm going to make it a disadvantage. I mean, there's no reason you would know that this is a thing.
6.
Yeah. You think that he is just a normal hangman.
All right.
Can I just like touch Chad's armor and say, I guess there's some well-made armor and inspire him again?
Sure. Oh yeah, easily enough. As you do that, Victor as you do Victor as well. As you do that, Victor kind of looks up at you. And then he like takes another glance and then shakes his head.
I'll actually say thanks and give him a wink. Because I know he's Quinn, just because I think he's flirting.
Yeah, for sure. Victor kind of looks at you, Chad, and says, all right. So, why are you here?
I think I set it up there, but I'm here. I just want to know. I heard about you guys, and I think I want to know a little bit more about like what you're up to, what your dealio is.
Make sure you keep it down. And he like gestures back over to Flint, and he like makes it clear that he does not want Flint to hear this conversation.
And just goes, "Oh, sorry," and he like leans forward to whisper. But yeah, I heard about you guys. I am new in town. That was probably obvious, but I heard about you guys, and I was looking for a fight. That's kind of what I do. So figured I could fight, maybe prove myself. And
how'd you hear of us?
Guys. I was asking around of places to go for like drinks to stay, and honestly, they told me not to come here, which kind of drove me here.
Makes sense. You look like you could be a fighter.
Like to think I am.
All right, well, what do you know about Sylvia Heartstring?
That's a good question. What? I didn't write too many notes about that. Did Gilmarie say anything of like why they thought people were after her, or just that there was this noble person?
So basically, Gilmarie is trying to help Sylvia kind of like make her way into the political arena as a like established politician, not just a noble woman. Maybe even get onto the council if possible. But not a lot of people like Sylvia because Sylvia cares about Barrington and wants to put a crackdown on crime. And there's been some like resistance to this. And specifically her main opponent is this man, Roderick Billwright, who is Cad Billwright's brother. And Roderick...
allergic to honey.
Yes, he is allergic to honey, and their sister, Frida Billwright, owns a honey business.
Right.
And they, according to Cad, they don't get along. So Roderick is... What Gilmarie has put two and two together is that Roderick might have his hands kind of in the Hanged Men, and there might be some corruption there. And so she thinks that the Hawk was trying to get to Gilmarie because Gilmarie's been helping Sylvia, and maybe even use Gilmarie to get to Sylvia, or just get rid of Gilmarie altogether. She's not sure. Does all that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Totally. So then Chad goes, I mean, I don't know a lot about her. I'm new here. But from what I've heard, she seems to like want her business and everybody else's business and like control people, and it's just like let people live their lives, That's what I'm about.
So
she rubbed me the wrong way.
You've never met her?
No. I mean, I've heard she was like a noble woman. That's not like my crowd, so.
Interesting, because what you screamed when you saw that spider was that it's the worst bit of trickery and annoyance, or whatever word you use, that you've seen since your last run-in with Heartstring. I'm pretty sure those were the exact words you used.
I meant it's my last, like, this is worse than Heartstring, like this whole situation with like a spider and everything. Sorry if I used my words incorrectly. I didn't.
No. I understand. So, do you know him? And he looks over to Flint.
No, he seems like an idiot.
Right. So, you have no involvement in him or wanting to undermine the free miners for any reason at all?
No, I don't. I don't
Right.
have anything to do with the free miners.
Okay. He looks up at you, Quinn, and says, switch him.
Yep. And then
Chad, the other hanged man that's behind you, Flint, kind of like knocks you and gestures for you to get up and go.
Hey, I turn to the one behind me and say, what is this really? Like, you can tell me.
Shh.
Is it like a sexual thing, or?
He does a 13 hit your AC?
No, it doesn't.
We'll say because he's so close to you, what he does is he hits you in the chest to kind of like try to cause damage and get you to move, and he thinks that he's got a good lick in on you, but your armor causes you to not take any damage whatsoever.
All right, I get up and I move.
So you make your way. We'll go ahead and switch those icons for me.
as we're passing him, I'll just look at him and just go, nice beard. And I'll inspire him as well.
Okay, yeah, easily enough. Because this is the second time you've spoken, go ahead and make a deception check with advantage.
Alright. Still blessed, or is that a distance thing?
That's a distance thing, I think. Well, no. That's just a distance for casting. So.
Initial?
Oh wait, but did she get you in the first? Did you get Quinn in the first
Yeah.
blast round? Okay, cool. So yeah, I think you would still have bless unless for some reason Rosie dropped it, which I don't think she would.
I'm rolling deception.
Yeah, but at advantage. Because you do look like
lasts a minute as well.
Oh, so you would not be blessed then.
Still
Yeah.
19 without it.
Yeah, 19. Okay, that's fine.
Oh.
Um,
okay.
The DC might continue to get higher the more you make yourself aware. So, Flint, you get sat down. He kind of looks at you and says, "What are you doing here?"
I was just gonna hang out with the free miners. I'm a miner myself from the Gore Hole, so I figured like, you know, they're my miner pals. So I was just gonna hang out and see what they were up to, maybe see the mines a little bit, like a quick vacation in town.
Why did they say that you wanted us to break the truce?
Look, listen. This whole thing where you're like forcing people into holes is not cool, and I don't really like that a lot. So I was like, you know, two birds with one stone. You know, like have some minor friends, but also like kind of, you know, kind of like get rid of your whole thing.
Get rid of the hanged man.
I mean, not fully, but I just like, I don't know. You guys are kind of dicks, from what I've heard.
Interesting.
What do you know of Sylvia Heartstring?
First I've ever heard of her.
Make a deception check.
10.
So you've never heard of Sylvia Heartstring?
No, never heard of her. I'm new to town. Just got here. So far, not a good first impression.
Oh, sorry about that. Do you know him? And he looks back towards Chad.
No, not at all. Pretty beefy though.
It's kind of weird that you're both new in town and both show up to a bar that hasn't seen someone new in about, I don't know, a few years. Same day, same time. Bit interesting, right?
Yeah, I would say that's pretty interesting.
Oh, glad you agree.
Yeah.
All right. He looks over his shoulder, looks at you, Quinn. Bring him up. Chad is, brought forth. Quinn is, I'll put you there. Victor kind of leans back, looks at the two of you. You're lying to me. I don't like liars.
Huh?
I'm good at reading people. So I brought you both here to tell you this. Because you have one more chance. Now, what's your name? He looks at you, Flint.
Flint.
Flint. Little on the nose.
That's a family dwarf name. Thank you very much.
Right. And you?
Chad Dreamy. You can call me Chad or Dreamy. I'll give him a wink.
Nice to meet you, Chad, by the way. I give Chad a handshake.
Roll a deception check.
You are inspired. Just if you feel like it. You don't have to use it.
I got a 15. I won't use the inspiration.
Yeah.
Last 10 minutes.
He does kind of like raise an eyebrow. He looks over at you, Flint, and he says, I know you've heard the name Sylvia Heartstring. So tell me what you know of her right now.
I'll just kind of sit back and be like, what?
Yeah, okay, I'll come clean. When I said I had never heard of her before, that part is true. I've never heard of her. I guess I'm not really coming clean. I'm just reiterating. I'm actually got to go.
All right. So you're doubling down.
On the truth.
I just want to make that crystal clear. I said you have one more chance. I said I know you're lying.
Okay.
And you're doubling down.
Okay. It's okay. Hypothetically, if I were to be lying, I'm not admitting to it. What would you do? Just so I can weigh my options here.
The next syllable out of your mouth better be the beginning of either I'm sorry I lied or I told you the truth. And if it is anything, and I mean anything, other than the beginning syllable of one of those two specific statements, you will die right here and right now.
I told you the truth.
I have to say, I'm impressed.
With my honesty?
He looks at you, Quinn, and he says, take him upstairs, get him a drink, keep him here.
You're coming with me.
Chad and Quinn are taken upstairs. Quinn, do you go all the way upstairs?
No. I'm gonna look at it's Victor, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to cast Charm Person on him.
Okay. All right.
It says disadvantage if my friends are fighting him, but he doesn't know that they're my friends, so I don't think he'd be.
No, and you're also not actively fighting, so.
Right.
This is a verbal and somatic spell.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. I need you to roll initiative.
All right. That's not good. 10.
Okay, he rolled a 17.
Perfect.
Does a 13 hit your AC?
No.
You start waving your hands to cast the spell, speaking the arcanic incantation. He immediately looks at you with a wide eyebrow, takes out a hand crossbow from his leg, shoots it at you. It goes flying past you. You complete the spell. What's the saving throw?
13. Big 13.
He got a 9.
Shit.
So he fails. We're gonna say that this was done on the way out, kind of like right there. How about that?
Yeah.
So he fails. All the other 3 hanged men immediately take their hand crossbows out.
Yep.
The one behind you, Flint, it's just directly pointed towards your skull. And these 2 are just pointed towards Chad and Quinn. But currently Victor is charmed. And so he shoots it and then kind of like looks at you.
Victor, what the fuck?
This is very interesting. Okay. He kind of looks at you and he says, I'm sorry you were casting a spell and
I was just cleaning myself up before I went upstairs.
Roll a deception check at advantage.
Chad's still
Ooh, that's
confused.
an natural 20. That's a saxophone.
If that with a nat 20, he looks at you and says, "Right, you're always doing that. You're the OCD one.
Bit of a clean freak.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm really on edge here. Obviously.
Hey, that's all right. Look, why?
Drop everyone. It was my fault. He looks at the other hangman. My fault. Put your crossbows down. Put your crossbows down.
I think you've scared these two long enough. Why don't we just send them on their way? I don't think they're gonna cause any trouble. They're new here. They don't really know the ways of the land.
He looks over at Chad and he kind of like looks at you and he says, he kind of like stands up and he looks at one of the hangmen by the ladder and brings him over to stand next to Chad and watch Chad. And then he looks at you and like gestures you to like come over, like he steps up behind the desk and like goes to the wall. And he's like,
I'll go. Yeah, what's up?
he looks at you and he says, "Oh, I didn't want to say this so that they could hear it, but I told you to take him upstairs and get him a drink. That means he's fine. He's gonna be okay."
Yeah, what about the other fellow?
Well, I'm gonna kill him.
Yeah, the nice beard.
I'm gonna kill him.
I see. I think we should just let him go.
He lied to our face multiple times.
If you kill him, he's not going to be able to tell anybody how scary you are. If you let him go, people are going to know.
But we kill people. What's your name again? I'm sorry, I don't remember.
Steve.
Steve. That's when people cross us, we kill them. We're the hanged men.
Right. But how are people supposed to know that if we kill everybody?
Well, because we would hang them from the sign outside by a noose, like we always do.
Yeah, but they don't know what they don't know what they did. This way he can spread your message. You have to leave somebody alive, just scared, spread the story. So stories spread.
Make a persuasion check with advantage, with charmed person currently on.
This is nuts.
All right, I got 14, 19 plus bless, so 22.
Steve, you're always doing this to me.
I know. I got a soft spot.
And you can see, like, every time he acts as if he knows you, because you're very good at this as well, you can tell that, especially because you know this, you know that he does not know you. But he's very good at, like, saying kind of general things to make the person feel as if he does remember them. Like, he's a very charismatic person as well. And so he kind of looks at you and he's like, "Oh, this classic Steve. All right. It's my daughter's birthday today."
Happy birthday.
Thank
I got
you.
her a gift. I'll bring it by later.
Okay, good. We would love to have you. You know the place. And he kind of like widens his eyes, like he hopes you'll come over. All right, fine. Just kick him out. But the other one I want to talk to.
All right. You red-haired bastard, come with me. Now!
Okay, yeah.
And you do see that Victor, like, when you, like, I don't know if you do look over at him, but he does kind of, like, give, like, a nod of approval, basically. So everyone is led back up. While all this has happened, did the three outside do anything?
Shooketh.
I mean, as soon as I saw Quinn go down the stairs, I would have tried to sort of look along the outside to see if there's any like basement window kind of things, like low to the ground.
Nope. That does not
emergency
exist.
escapes.
Nope. There's one entrance and one exit to the hall.
Yeah.
And it's that same one.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
May's probably just like pacing.
Yeah. Because you do know that Quinn is disguised, and you know that he's a pig, so Maewyn would know that he's not in immediate danger. So Edmund kind of like paces back and forth as well. He's like mirroring, like you get to one side, he gets to the other, and then you like cross and keep pacing back and forth. And Edmund's like, "I think it's going to be okay. I really do. I really feel if they wanted to kill him in that moment, that's what they would have done. I feel like if anyone is going to get out of this situation, it's Quinn, and Flint. Maybe not Chad, though. I don't know about that, but Flint and Quinn are definitely going to be fine. Well, Chad just thinks that he can flirt with anything that has a blood pulsing through their vein. A pulse. I don't know why I went with blood first, but a pulse is what I meant to say.
Well,
Oh, I'm just a little... I can... and you kind of, like, see him shake his head.
Do you need something? Are you...
No, I'm alright. I just don't really handle stress super well. So...
Okay, well, here, just sit down. Just sit down with me.
Oh, right.
Sit down.
Right,
And
okay.
we're gonna take one deep breath in. Nope, in through your nose. Through your nose.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Oh, it smells horrible out here.
It does.
Oh, really bad.
I know you. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's horse shit. Mm.
Well, I don't know if I can help you.
No, you're helping me. Just keep talking to me.
Okay, well, do you want me to tell you a little story?
Where's you?
Oh, that's right. Well, it says on this little piece of paper that they went home, which I think was a really poor time to choose, but
Horrible timing.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much I would have wanted them to see of that, so I guess it's for the best, really.
I suppose so, yeah. Alright, well, and as all of you are kind of like pacing and worrying, eventually as Rosie continues to kind of like calm down Edmund, Maewyn, you're the first to see that Chad, Flint, and the disguised Quinn come up out of the hole, followed by Victor. You kind of like sit like, you know, like bring everybody's attention to it. Everybody kind of like looks over. What do you do when you get up to the top floor, Quinn?
I want to whisper in Chad's ear if I have a moment.
Yeah, for sure.
Like an opportunity to, and just feel like he's going to talk to you, but you don't have much time. Make it quick. And then I'm just going to take Flint and just be like, we got to get out of here. Like, I'm going to get out of here.
All right.
I'll follow him out and leave with Al. I'm going to stand at like the door after I kick Flint out.
Okay, gotcha. Here, let me put you guys back.
On the inside of the door.
Yeah, just in case. So you'll stay right there by the door.
You still see the basement?
Oh yeah. So you'll stay by the door, you said?
Yeah, on the inside. And I'll tell Flint to be like, you need to get as far away from here as possible.
Okay, so
Okay.
It's
Flint's
out.
gone, Rosie's gone, Edmund's gone, Maewyn's gone, Chad's chilling. So Victor comes up to you, Chad, at the bar. And he's kind of speaking. He kind of like looks around, and then he sits down and he says, "Sorry about that. You know, it's just we're a pretty tight-knit group. Gotta take our precautions."
Sure, yeah, understandable.
Okay, yeah, 1 hour. I was making sure that he's still charmed by you. So, yeah, he looks at you and he says, all right, well, here's the thing. You can't just join the Hanged Man. I'm sure you know that, obviously.
Sure, yeah.
You gotta have to prove yourself.
Definitely.
So you say you don't like Sylvia, right?
I mean, yeah, she sounds like a bitch, like, control and change people's lives. Like, little people just do what they want,
I know. I couldn't agree more. Well, listen. It's unfortunate that your friend wanted to befriend the miner, or it's unfortunate that the other one wanted to befriend the miners because, see, you might need some help with what we're gonna ask you to do.
Okay.
We want the truce to end. We've
Really?
wanted it for some time. We need the head of the free miners killed. He's... You see, there was an attack recently on a few members of the Hanged Men. We know for sure it was the miners. And we can't just go into an all-out war. We can't contain those losses. But if we take out the head of the snake, well, then could be a little bit easier. So if you want to prove yourself, and because you're not recognized as a hanged man, this would be just the task for you. You say you're a fighter. Are you a killer, Chad?
Sure. I mean, some fights are to the death, so.
Well, this one better be. Because either you... because
Play
either...
that music.
I know.
I was like, oh, snap.
Because either you walk away, or he does. And that's all there is to it. Do you accept, Strongjaw?
Can I ask questions first? Like one question.
Yes.
How big is this guy's ego?
Good question. It's quite large.
Okay. I can usually coax out some big egos to fight, so yeah.
The free miners are based in this horrible home deep in the southeast district. And he basically describes how to get there. And then he says, it's got an iron wrought fence around it. It's quite large. I think it used to be the house of a noble, but now all of the free miners live in there like the rats that they are. The place is falling apart because the only thing they know how to do is dig holes. Funny, aren't I?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. That was a good joke.
I think so too. All right. Bring me his head by dawn.
Dawn, okay. Question. If I can ask another question, what does his head look like? So I bring you the right head.
It shines in the pale moonlight. He's bald.
God.
He's got a long gray beard split into two. They end in silver beaded braids. You can't miss him. His name is Forville.
Okay. Well, now I know what he looks like. I know where he is. Should be pretty easy.
One last thing.
Sure.
Kind of like looks you up and down. What would you say? Does Chad have any accessories that he wears?
Like jewelry accessories or just like flair kind of thing, you mean?
Anything that's not like shirt, pants, kind of stuff. Shirt, pants, boots.
Yeah, I think he has like a little cloak. But besides that, he's mainly just like armor and weapons.
Give me the cloak.
You want my cloak?
Yeah. Because should you not show up at dawn, we'll come find you.
You could find me just by my cloak. I mean, that's pretty impressive. Yeah, I'll just start taking it off.
He kind of like, he doesn't take it, he like gestures for another hanged man to come and grab it.
I was
Power
muted.
move.
I don't know if you need collateral. Seems trustworthy. Oh, to Victor.
Steve.
You gotta give trust to get trust.
If you'll excuse me for just one
Sure.
moment.
Yeah.
He steps up and walks over to you. Steve, listen. I know we're friends. You and I have known each other for a time. Yeah. No, of course. I remember vehemently. If you undermine me in front of the captors and potential recruits, that irritates me.
Totally understand.
It makes me want to throw our friendship and you out the window. And
I've
hope.
seen you do it. You're very good at it.
I know. And if the many glass shards don't get you, I go out and I use them to finish the job. Yeah. But I don't want to do that to you, Steve.
Absolutely.
Because you're a friend.
Very good friend.
So please shut up.
You got it? I owe you a beer.
He kind of like hits you and then like he doesn't think that you see it, but he like rolls his eyes as he then like walks away. He gestures to the hangman to grab your cloak.
Yeah, I'll give
it up. He looks at you and he says, "All right, you have enough information, Chad."
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll get to. Better get to work now. I'm a skedaddle.
Good.
Sorry for saying that. I'm gonna leave now.
Wonderful. Steve.
Yep.
How about that beer?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I will say, for the sake of brevity, that Chad leaves, and then although he does get you to get him a beer, eventually he starts mingling enough with the other hanged men that you can kind of find yourself.
And then I'm out.
Yeah, just sliding right on out the door. So the rest of the party, minus you, has finally gathered outside and are kind of like reeling from what just happened. Okay, well, I've got to say, I'm just glad that all of you made it out alive, especially you, Chad. I really didn't think... it made sense that Flint was the first out. He probably was the one that was the most trustworthy, so...
This close to just getting his head. No, he would have been hanged by the sign. Yeah, you were almost dead.
What? He would have been hanged by the sign?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
That's how they
Really
got their
put it
name. It's crazy. They just kill everybody and then hang them by the sign.
I mean, they got mad, but then just let me go. So honestly, like in my book, they're bad, but kind of up a notch.
Hey, Flint, you fucked up, and you almost died.
Flint, you didn't really notice it, but not only is the group talking very candidly about everything that just happened, but you're in front of this hanged man, but this hanged man is now also chastising you.
Wait, are you the hangman that complimented my beard earlier?
Oh, sorry. Then I'll.
Okay.
You see him go down by a foot.
I thought so. I wasn't sure for a while, but
that makes sense.
That was good. That was good.
How long have you been able to do that, Quinn?
A while, long enough.
How often can you do that?
As much as I want.
Wow.
That could have been very useful in multiple situations. I just want to point that out.
Well, it seemed to be pretty useful back there.
You're right.
It was.
No, you did well.
We should probably not be outside this.
Right. Let's walk and talk. Walk and talk.
In an hour,
I'm gonna walk a little ways
wanna
from you guys
kill
because they shouldn't. I don't know you.
Wait. Why is that?
I did a spell on him. He's in an hour. About 45 minutes. He's gonna know it was me.
Well,
he doesn't know what I look like.
Yeah, luckily he'll think it was Steve.
Yeah.
Hopefully
there's nobody that's named Steve that goes there.
Very good point. All right, so do you all start heading back to the Pintwee home?
Yeah, I think so.
That's our base of operations.
All right, and so you're walking and talking that direction?
I'm taking a different route just so I don't leave this place with them in case the hanged man sees me.
Good idea. Yeah, that's right. Do you tell any of them what your task is?
I mean, not yet.
Okay, cool. It's not as of yet.
As we're walking back, I would like to look Quinn up and down, and then just as we're walking, get kind of close to him and say, "Are you a bad boy?"
I'll just the worst.
Oh my god. Okay. We're gonna have to work on that. And then I'll
All right. I'll when I say the worst, I definitely give you a wink.
Oh my! Don't wink at me.
No.
I'm old enough to be your mother, 3 times over.
Well, at least you can set boundaries.
Yeah.
All right, so you make your way back to the Pentwee home. Chad takes a little bit of a different route, but catches back up with you, merging at one point. You all find the tall, narrow home of the Pentwees once more. You see that as you enter, sitting at the kitchen table to the left, you see you is sitting there with Brewster, and they're kind of talking. And upstairs, you kind of hear the commotion of Orin and Warren. And then, as you remember, Gilmarie is upstairs asleep. At least that's where she was last left. And also sitting at the kitchen table talking with Brewster and you is Cad Billwright. As you all walk in, and he kind of turns and he says, "Oh, there you are. Hey, I have."
Hello, Cat.
Hi, Rosie. I'm so glad I was able to see you again. Yeah, this is
yeah,
great.
What are you doing here?
Oh well, and he kind of looks over it.
Not do oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Okay, go back.
Is that your trigger face?
Yeah.
He kind of looks over at Quinn and kind of lowers his head, and he says, "Oh yeah, well I'm here to present payment as promised, and also
oh my god.
yeah,
Appreciate it.
yeah, of course, yeah." And he takes out a bag of gold, puts it on the table, kind of pats it and touches it and takes his hand away and keeps going back every second or so, and then eventually pushes it across the table. All right, so there's your payment. You count it
How
up.
much is in there?
You count it up, and he had already given you the refund, I think, correct?
Yes, he did.
He'd given you all the refund, and then the agreed upon payment was, gosh,
5 each.
I think it was. Yes, that's what I was gonna say. So 5 gold each. So there were. You notice that he doesn't send payment from Morton, but he does. There's 30 gold pieces in that bag.
I want to telepathically say, Quinn, you're being no better than mom and dad right now. If you take this, I will break your saxophone in your sleep.
Oh god. As soon as she says it, I'm like, you know what? You're a man of your word, and I appreciate you sticking to it. But please, there's no need for any more payment.
You see an immense amount of relief flow. I mean, he lost all of his income from this trip. It was completely fruitless, and lost money because of the expenses.
Can I try to pocket 10 of the gold though?
Roll sleight of hand check. Roll sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand is 22.
Yeah, no one's passive perception is above that. No one notices at all, and he's so thankful that he does not count it. He immediately grabs it and just puts it, and he looks over at you and just kind of puts both hands on the side of your face. And he's like, "I really appreciate that, buddy. I just can't thank you enough. Thank you."
Yeah, Quinn's a pretty good guy.
There's hope for you yet.
I
Very noble.
I will speak of the barley kettles, I guess, and well, I mean, I don't know what the rest of you. I know you're all just passengers on a caravan, but I'll whatever I can do to help you, and then in the future, I'll do that. I'll do that. So.
Oh well, are you hungry? Do you want to stay for?
I appreciate. I appreciate you. Well, he already has accommodated me. Yeah. Brewster's a
God love
great.
him.
Yeah, he's a
Dune
good
love
character.
him.
Oh, that's right. Dune has made a good one here. And Brewster's just kind of like, oh, come on. Cad kind of looks to the rest of you and he says, oh, yeah, I also, I brought what I said I was going to. And he pulls out a little scroll and he hands that over to Quinn. He says, that's where my sister lives. I have already mentioned you to her, and that's. She said that if you would be willing to help her out, that she'd be willing to pay. And she definitely has more money than I do, so that's definitely an option. You said you wanted more information, so there it is. That's where she lives. And just to remind you, because I know it's been a while, he said that his sister, Frida, who runs the honey business, there's been some ransacking of their caravans and some missing people, and they don't really know what's been going on with that. And so she needs to hire a group of people or an investigator or someone to help her out. Cad looks to the rest of you and he says, all right, well, with that all being said, it's way too late now for this old guy. I want to say thank you for using patchwork caravans.
Every
Thank you.
time.
Do you need an escort
Well.
back home?
Oh, no, I appreciate it. I know this city like the back of my hand. Everyone loves me here. Anyway, I guess I'm gonna be making my way back to Hydre here in about a week from today. So if you need transportation and you're heading that way, hit me up. But anyway, it's been great getting to know all of you, and I'm really sorry you were attacked and almost killed, and that you had to brutally murder people in front of each other. All right, have a good night. He goes over to the front door, opens the door, and sees himself out.
Well, I just love him.
Oh, he was such a nice guy, Mom. I mean, wow. Truly a light of Dune, I gotta tell you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then as soon as Brewster starts talking, I notice that you is sitting at the table with him, and I'm like, oh, you where'd you? What? Where?
Oh, hey, hey, Mom.
Way back home.
Yeah, no, I just forgot something. And I got it, and we're good.
I want insight.
I won't even make you. I won't even make you roll it. You or Yu's mother. They are hiding something.
Oh, and I'll grab his little face. I'll get real close to them and I'll say, "What are you hiding?"
Oh, nothing.
Do we need to talk about this in your room?
If we can talk about it later.
Brewster, not in front of Brewster. Okay, got it.
Yeah, it's nothing, Mom.
Yeah, okay, I believe you definitely, and I like.
Mom, you're yelling again.
Oh my god. Okay, well.
And they walk over and they sit next to Flint, and they kind of like look at you, Flint, like bombs.
Yeah, I get it. Sometimes I whisper to you, sometimes you can't tell your mom everything,
I have to have heard that, right?
Yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, for sure.
I look and I say, okay, everybody, well, it's been late, it's been a night, we've had a lot of time to do a lot of things, and we found out some stuff, so let's wrap it up here and let's go to bed.
How late
What time is it?
It's like it's like because you guys waited until sundown to go there. Yeah. So at this point, it's like 10, like 10 p.m.
Oh, no.
Oh my god, it's 2 hours past my bedtime. We gotta go. Well, I gotta go to bed. You do whatever you want. I don't care.
Sure.
Yeah, I suppose we can all talk about everything in the morning. No real need to rush the conversation.
One thing, maybe.
Chad, you have something to say?
Yeah.
I'm already up the stairs.
I just didn't realize how late it was, and something that I agreed to is happening much quicker than I thought it was.
Can we just talk about this in the morning, Chad? I'm very tired.
We really can't.
All right. Sorry. Okay.
I've already gone up the stairs. I don't hear anything.
Okay. All right. Rosie's got up the stairs.
Is Gil Marie
No, Gilmarie is not
He's
around.
upstairs.
Okay.
We're going to bed.
Okay. I kind of look at Brewster and you and be like, "Oh, do you guys need to go to bed too?"
Brewster like looks around and very, yeah, gotta be hitting the old hey, come on you. And you looks over at Brewster's like, no, I think I can stay, right? I can stay.
Um,
I
I'm
think you can stay.
yeah, I'm 19, so
sure. I mean, I
Would have
just
been nice if you would have stayed back there, but yeah, you can stay.
okay. Well,
I don't know how they would handle that. So
Noted. They will remember this.
yes, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I just wanted like just kind of a couple people to know about this. So,
All right, well, night.
night, Brewster. I mean, I just don't think
Good
this
night.
is.
There's cookies in the cupboard. You walks back upstairs.
I'm gonna go get a cookie while we talk.
Hey, grab me one.
Maewyn brings over a platter of cookies that is like, especially with her halfling size, a very comedic sight.
So yeah, Quinn, I don't know how much of this you actually heard from across the room and everything, but like my whole plan going into this place, was to just basically get on the hangman's good sides, trying to get into their group basically so we could have someone on the inside kind of thing.
Right.
But in order to do that, I have to go kill the head of the free miners.
What the hell?
That seems like quite the initiation mission. Do they have everyone kill someone of such prominence?
Didn't ask. He didn't seem like a fan of questions.
Isn't there
So
like
I
a
asked,
truce
kinda.
or something?
Yeah, right.
They don't want that anymore. But they don't want it known that they don't want that. I didn't fully follow his whole thing behind the plan, besides just me killing him because I'm not they don't know me, so I could just like get in there. He has a big old ego. I think I can just challenge him basically, to like duel to the death.
Wait, whoa.
You're gonna kill him?
Why are we trying to kill this man?
I mean, it's the only way for me to get into the Hanged Man crew to.
Well, then,
It's too far.
Chad has failed. Chad wasn't able to get into the Hangman crew, and now one of us try. Well,
I feel like I'm pretty close.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure if I don't do this, they're gonna come find me and kill me.
well,
So
you can just hide. There's no way for them to find you.
How would they find
there
you?
is. If you'll notice, I don't have my lovely purple cloak anymore.
Oh, bloody hell! What is going on here?
Do that.
That was the plan.
See, this is why we made a plan before we showed up, and the plan was to talk to them. The plan wasn't to agree to an assassination mission.
Sure. It seems like the only way to talk to them and not die, since they were about to kill Flint, was to get literally.
Are we
on the
sure they were about to kill Flint? Because Flint.
Yes.
He told me that he was about to kill. He regarded me as a trusted friend, and he was about to kill me. So
Yeah.
he's
All right.
How about this? We go to the free miners. I
Nope.
was a miner, and I think I could really
Oh, I know,
talk to
free
them and
miners.
get into their good graces.
No
Didn't you
offense,
just
dude,
try
that
that?
did not work at all.
But
So
it was a little more complicated back then, but I really think I'll
I
nail it.
don't. I think that would have been easier than going to like their home. That was literally neutral ground. So
All right. I understand that Chad is in a bit of a position here, but I don't know how much I am okay with being a part of a hit.
What if we just steal your cloak back?
Ooh, I like that plan.
That doesn't involve as much murder.
Or if you
Good
want to
things
kill
like
him,
that.
whatever.
I mean, if the plan goes right, we're probably gonna have to like fight, and they'd kill us. So it's like a
Right.
Right. No, I mean,
situation.
I understand that violence has to happen, but this seems a little bit further than I'm used to.
Sure, yeah.
I
mean,
think
it
we
wasn't
should
my
steal the
intention,
cloak.
but
No, I understand, Chad.
it was like the only thing.
What do you want to do? I mean, Chad, I don't want to, Yeah, it's your life on the line. I don't want, you know. And
Sure,
they're,
sure,
they're probably gonna kill you if you do. If you
Oh, they're
fuck this up,
100%
so.
gonna kill me if
Yeah.
I don't do this. Like, no joke.
Or if we don't steal the cloak.
Uh-huh.
I think we should steal. Look at all of us. We're pretty sneaky. I think we should sneak and we should steal and we should not kill anybody because that feels like taking a side.
Or, third option, potential possibility. If the hanged men are the bad guys, right? We don't like them.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't like the free miners.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the free miners are a potential ally. Maybe going to them, talking to them about this potential plot.
Mm-hmm.
I already brought this up, and everyone immediately said no to my plan.
Well, you can't talk to them.
Yeah, no
Well,
offense,
and you
but-
didn't know that they wanted that their leader was in trouble, you know?
Right, yeah.
Other than that.
Either way, you're picking
Chad,
us up.
can you prove it?
Can I prove it? No.
Right.
Not besides just
Oh.
being, honest and trying to convince them that like this is what I was, because they like haven't seen me with the cloak, so I can't be like I gave them my cloak. So.
So why can't we just sleep on this? I've missed that part of this.
Oh, he gave me till dawn
What the
to do
hell?
it.
Dawn is in a few hours?
Yeah, I didn't think about that when I like agreed to it because I didn't realize how late it had gotten because
You
of all
already
the,
look very
stuff.
tired, Chad.
I am honestly exhausted, but like has to happen before, like I'll do it.
I'm for just trying to steal the cloak and figuring out the rest tomorrow.
I think we should talk to the free miners. They seem like the better group.
Do they?
All in favor of my idea, say aye.
I mean, technically, it was my
Uh,
idea.
Edmund?
I feel like even stealing my cloak, that if I stay here in the city,
Yeah.
we're gonna have to
hide.
we're gonna have to keep Chad hidden
like
for the rest of...
I'm just like
Which is
out of-
possible,
out
I
of the
mean-
game.
Well, what do
Yeah.
you want to do, Chad?
I don't want to hide. I can tell you that it's not.
For sure.
Being cooped up in a place sounds like the worst.
Yeah, and
Um,
Chad, as you're kind of like saying that, it hits you that like, not only would you have to hide in this city, you wouldn't be able to do your dream, which is to be a part of the Barrington Games. You would not be able to do what you initially came to Barrington to do. Right.
I mean, I'm not one for just like killing willy-nilly, but like I'm a fighter. I've challenged people to the death before. I've been challenged to the death before.
Listen, I'm sure that this Forville is not the greatest person. He's the leader of a crime gang, but this is a rough one.
We can go talk to him. I don't know. See what he's like. Maybe he's a good person. I don't know.
I mean,
Probably not.
Yeah,
I feel
he's
like
a miner, so-
talking somehow, like no matter what, if they figure out this whole plot, it's gonna come back to me,
Yep.
And like,
Right.
Do we know what the hangmen are trying to do? They're just trying to get rid of the alliance.
They did something. The free miners did something. What did they
they
do?
definitely hate this heartstring lady. Like,
They were
a
trying
lot.
to get information about Sylvia Heartstring, but I held firm. I didn't give up my sources, even after intense interrogation.
that is true, and that's why he almost died.
Yeah.
Because
Well, hey, sticking to your guns is a good reason to die.
Nope.
I still don't.
Right, so regardless, it seems like the plan is to go to wherever this free miner's house is and either kill the man or talk to him. But going there is the plan.
sure.
I think so.
I was told he has a huge ego, so I think challenging him by bashing his ego, easy peasy.
Right.
And then bashing his brains in.
Yeah. Maybe he actually turns out to be a wimp and he surrenders and like I just like cut off his beard and bring that or something of like
he's-
what
if
a
he's a
weenie,
minor,
God,
then
he wouldn't
yeah.
even fight me,
I
They don't
guess.
seem like the type of people who would accept a beard.
Yeah, probably not. They did literally say bring me his head. So which is like real messy work, but like
Kind of specific.
Right, well,
not surprising.
I guess I'll go get Rosie.
Whoa, Rosie. I don't know if Rosie
Rosie's
know about
not
this.
gonna let this happen.
So we should
Rosie
just.
won't let me fight him. Like it.
And as you kind of say that, you realize that you is still there.
I was about to say.
And you is incredibly wide-eyed.
How do you think Rosie will take this? You?
Yeah, let's.
Do you want to tell her?
No, we shouldn't. I don't think we should.
I think if Rosie's not going to think it's a good idea, then maybe it's not a good idea.
Rosie, Mom wouldn't think it was a bad idea if we just were talking to him.
And that's what we're doing.
And then, he happens to die.
So maybe we could just tell Mom that we're just gonna go talk to him.
Yeah.
You're
Sure.
gonna lie to your mother?
You
Quinn,
think she'll want to
dude.
come?
Technically not a lie.
Okay, I need all of you to lie to Mom, and I'm just not gonna talk.
Well,
Because I can't lie to Mom.
but do we have to like? I mean, she's probably asleep by now. I don't know how quickly, or like her nighttime routine. I know mine's pretty long, but
If she finds out
She's
that
already
I
asleep.
went there without her, and that we all did this without talking to her, I don't think that would go very well. Because Mom is a part of this as well. And, Mom is going to want to protect Mom.
yes, I totally agree. But we're also doing this for Gilmarie's and Rosie's best interest to try to protect them and get more information.
Maybe at the very least we should inform Gilmarie and Rosie of what's going on.
I don't think we should just not tell them. That doesn't seem right.
Yep, agreed. Especially because Sylvia Heartstrings is close to Gilmarie, and they're very interested in Sylvia.
If we're going to do anything that potentially puts Gilmarie in more danger, then they need to be aware of it 100%.
Fair. I think going and talking to them would do that. I think me going to challenge them alone wouldn't. Because I have no ties to them. If a whole group of us show up at these free miners' place, it's going to get out some way. Maybe not even to me, but like, we're clearly a unique bunch. So
Chad,
like,
you seem very keen on just being an assassin.
I'm not an assassin.
Yes, that's exactly what you're doing.
No, I'm going to challenge him.
Why?
And fight him.
To assassinate him.
Yes,
No,
exactly.
an assassination would be like sneaky in. Like, he could
Assassinations
kill me
aren't always
just as
sneaky.
easily.
It's semantics at this point, Chad. You agreed to a dark organization to kill another man for payment.
From
That-
another dark organization, though.
Yeah.
Like,
That doesn't.
if he's bad too, and I'm doing
You
this
have
as
no
a-
idea. Have you ever met the man?
No, you're right. You got me there. You
I'm
do.
just saying. This feels like we're just jumping. I understand that I want to keep Chad safe. That I feel closer to Chad than I do to some random leader of the Free Miners. I don't want you to take that into. I don't want you to get that confused, Chad. However, I also don't want to be an accomplice to murder. So, either
I've already murdered.
just like those bunch of people we've already murdered.
Yeah.
oh well, no, there was no witnesses. Are we going to kill everyone in this city?
Or, I mean, we could kill
See,
all
no
the
witnesses
Free
would
Miners.
be more assassination-y. You know?
I don't think we
I
need
get
to
it,
just
man. I get
be
it.
killing people. But also, here's the thing: is like Rosie and Gilmarie know a lot about this city, and like it seems like maybe they would know better how to handle this than we
Yeah.
would.
Yeah, Gilmarie might know the leader of the Free Miners, give us some insight.
And as Quinn says that, we cut to Rosie entering her bedroom, kind of sneaking, making sure that you don't make a sound. And then as soon as you open the door, you see that Gilmarie is wide awake, sitting up in bed, leaning with her back against the headboard, and just kind of like rubbing her temple.
You're up. You're up. Okay. Hi. Hello.
Hey,
That was
how,
very boring.
did it not go up?
Yeah.
It was
Well,
fine?
nothing really happened. We just
Oh.
sort of sat outside, and then they went away, and then they came back, and it just seemed like very boring.
So you didn't find anything out about the hawk or why they wanted me or...
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
No, I would ask the others, but everybody seemed just very downtrodden by the whole thing. It seemed like maybe it was a failure.
Rosie,
I don't know.
there's something I haven't told you.
Oh. Uh-oh. Okay. Here are marital secrets. Here we go.
All right, it has nothing to do with our marriage.
Everything is everything to do with everything.
You know what I mean, though. I mean,
it's everywhere.
It has nothing to do with my love for you, okay? It's not like I'm
Okay.
keeping some kind of secret boo thing. You know, that's not happening.
Boo thing. Is that what the kids are saying now?
That's what I heard once. I don't know.
Oh. All right.
Sylvia is a good woman. And she wants to do good things for this city.
Okay.
But sometimes you have to play a little dirty.
Yep. There it is.
And listen, can you not judge me until I've at least finished my statement?
I'm sorry. Okay.
All right. So you're cute. So Sylvia has been working with the free miners, and I may have helped her a couple of times. I never worked with the free miners myself directly, but I've covered up Sylvia's involvement with them. Oh, I can't believe it.
Well,
you see, apparently there's something going on with Roderick's sister's company, and the free miners have been trying to help Sylvia take care of that. I don't really know much more other than that. I'm not in on the secret details, but I helped a cover up.
Well.
And so not only do the hanged men want me, but the free miners know about me too.
And you have managed to do all of this and not let me know about it.
Rosie, do you think that your current reaction to the situation is perhaps why?
I haven't really reacted. I've tried really hard to not react.
I know you very well, and I know that that is a very big reaction.
Nope. It's fine. Everything's fine. You are very capable. Clearly, you have thought everything out, and you know exactly how you're going to get out of this situation.
Please. That's not true at all. I haven't been able to sleep tonight because of it.
So you don't know what you're going to do about this?
No, of course not.
You got yourself into a situation without thinking through all of the consequences.
Listen, Rosie, I know that we have a lot of kids, but stop using mom voice with me.
Well, maybe stop acting like a child.
I would be more mad if it wasn't true.
I think this is pertinent information to tell the rest of the people who are trying to help you and me save your butt. Pardon my French, or my gnomish, or whatever language that was.
Well, really? Do we have to tell them? I mean...
Well, they're trying to get us out of this situation.
I know, but they're dealing with the hanged men. They don't know about the free miners, really. And as she says that, there is a knock on the doorway.
The irony!
There's a knock on the doorway, and Edmund kind of, you hear his voice. Hello? Hi, it's me. Edmund, you probably don't, I don't know if you know my voice, but...
Oh, I do. It's beautiful. Come on in.
He just, like, peeks his head in, and you see that his eyes are covered. And he goes...
Yep.
And he goes, right, well, we could use you downstairs. There's been a development. Don't mean to... Nope, we'll see you downstairs. No. And he shuts the door, and that's where we're going to take a little bio break. before we come back and meet with our party again to kind of finish out the discussion of what the hell is going on. A lot of interweaving webs, a lot of intricacy. So we'll see what they can discover. So go make sure you're hydrated, stand up, stretch, make sure your body and blood are moving, and we will be right back. Don't go anywhere. So you guys leave the room?
Yep.
Okay.
Is there like a
Come to me.
keyhole or a way we can still see in the room if I close the door?
Yeah, there's a keyhole. It's an old just house. So you stick by the other side. He walks over to the door and locks it. And he kind of walks back to the center of the room, takes off his cloak. It falls from his shoulders. And he looks over at you, Chad, and says, "All right. For some reason you have a death wish. And you have decided to poke the bear. Well, my friend, here I am out of my cave and pissed the fuck off. So, weapons or no weapons, I can kill you with my bare hands if you want me to."
Bare hands. I mean, I usually fight with weapons if that's good for you, but
He reaches behind him, pulls out a long sword.
I'll take out my 2 scimitars.
Can I use my mage hand to start unbuckling his pants?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
That's what I'll start
Dwarven
doing.
buckle, it's hard to unbuckle.
He just kind of like stares at you with the long sword and like backs up to the window. All right, make your move, kid.
Yeah. Okay. You're just gonna let me go first? How chivalrous.
I'm just tired and I don't want to waste my energy on you.
That's fair. And I'll attack him.
Okay, how do you attack him?
I mean, I'll start with just my scimitar +1,
All right,
and I'll just come in for a nice
roll to hit.
chop. Oh god. I feel like this was a huge mistake.
Oh, now you think it's a huge mistake?
I do.
This is what you wanted.
I do. Chad's like ready for it. Okay. Oh god. Math. That's a 14.
14. Roll again.
15.
That's poetic. Chad, you go to swing your first scimitar at Forville. As soon as you do so, he quickly shifts his weight to the right and puts his longsword out, blocking your scimitar, but then hooking it. And using your momentum, he grabs from behind you and shoves you, and as soon as you know it, you are flying out the window. Glass all over your face, frame shattered, ground coming towards you, and as soon as you hit the ground, time stops, and you feel yourself lifting up, falling back. The glass comes from the ground to meet you. The frame meets you. You feel almost as if Forville is catching you from the window as your legs come back through the window, and he leads you back, and you are all of a sudden back to the scimitar. As some ancient power has just given you a second chance. Welcome to level 3, Chad. You hit with the second scimitar attack. You hit with the second scimitar attack and cause damage as you expect. As soon as he moves to the right, you know that that's what he's going to do, and you slam it right into him. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Okay, that is nope. Okay. 8.
8 points of damage as you slide the scimitar. He still did move to the right, so it only just causes a deep gash across his arm. And then he looks back to you like it's almost as if on some subconscious level even he's aware of what should have happened in that moment, and you see a flash of fear across his face.
If this is my full turn, can I just follow it up with the...
Oh yeah, for sure, yeah. Your bonus action.
That is a... I rolled the 15, so I'm assuming that hits with
yes.
the bonuses.
Yeah, his AC is 15.
8 again.
8. You use your second scimitar to go after him on the other side, and he leans back. He now has equal gashes across his biceps on either side as he looks at you surprised, and then just kind of uses this moment to... he's going to try to grapple you. So go ahead and roll a strength check.
Before that, just because I'm with momentum and I would see his fear, I would use my action surge just to get one more hit on him.
Oh, for sure. Go ahead. Yeah.
Or attempt to get one more hit, hopefully.
Yeah.
Sometimes this is very hard to read. I think that's a... So that is a... Where'd you go? Ooh, that's a 15. No, 16. Haha.
16 hits.
And 7 damage.
7 points of damage. He goes to like try to grapple you. You use that movement to kind of like duck underneath his arms and slash backwards as you move. A slash across his abdomen. Blood is now pouring from him on all sides. He kind of looks up at you, pretty afraid in this moment. He realizes that he has a fight ahead of him. And he's going to attempt to grapple you yet again. So go ahead and roll opposing.
Oh no.
Strength athletics checks, I mean.
Okay, athletics is better. Great. Still not great. 8.
He got a 16. So he grapples you, and he slowly moves you towards the window. But that is going to be the end of his turn. It is now your turn, so you have your... you can attack being grappled. You just can't move.
I'll attack him twice then.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's a 20-something.
Hits. Go ahead and roll for the second attack.
That's a 14.
14, so that one misses. So go ahead and roll damage for the first one.
So the first one was... I already rolled it. 6.
6. Okay, so I should have been tracking this on paper. I've been tracking it in my head. So it was 8876. So that is 23 plus 6 is 29. 29 points of damage so far. You take your scimitar as he's kind of like pulling you back, and you flip it on the handle, shove it into his rib cage, kind of dig it in. He's like, I'm gonna take you with me, you motherfucker. And you need to roll another opposing athletics check as he is going to attempt to...
Fucking dice, don't fail me now. You failed me.
Are his pants still on?
He's been rolling at disadvantage for a lot of stuff.
My pants feel loose. It's only a 10.
He got an 8. So he pulls from you. I'm going to allow you, if you want this, because I understand that you might not want to do this. If you want, you can use your reaction to push away from him and continue his momentum, because he was trying to take you out the window. So if you want, you can continue his momentum out the window, or you can stay grappled but keep him in. I know. It's fun.
God.
I'm gonna be so mad if... Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Don't think about it.
Yeah.
You can record the
having
Zoom,
fun.
right? Maybe put that on it.
I think it's too late. I think you can it's only from when you started it, I think.
I know what I would do, but Chad's Chad. So he's gonna stay grappled and keep him in the window and not shove him out.
Okay, so you stay grappled. He brings you back in, but it is your turn.
Okay, let's go, dice. Let's go. Oh, God, this dice is beautiful, but very hard to read. So with my right hand, that's a 21.
21 hits. Go ahead and roll for the second one.
Ugh, that's a 7.
7. That does not hit. Roll damage for the first one.
7.
7. Okay. So you take your other scimitar, yet again, slam it on the other side. This man is now pouring blood from multiple cuts and orifices. As it continues down, he's like, oh. All right, fine. He pushes you away, and then he takes his long sword in a big swing and is going to swing it towards you, and gets a 10 to hit. So that's going to miss, but he uses his action surge to roll for you again and gets a
Twins.
15. I don't think that hits you either, does
Nope.
it?
16.
So you just like, he's weak from these cuts in his biceps. He doesn't know this like lack of strength, and he just misses both. And it's your turn.
Dang it. That's a 10.
That misses.
And like a 8 again. Missed both.
Yeah, both those miss. He kind of like weakly blocks one, weakly blocks the other. He is going to sprint towards the window.
Can I use my reaction?
Yeah, of course, to make an opportunity attack on him.
Can I make an attack that would like keep him here?
You could try to grapple him instead of attack him.
And that would be athletics.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not strong, and I know he is. Okay, I'm gonna just straight attack him, and as I do, yell, "Don't run, you coward!"
Okay.
That's a nat 20.
Nat 20 hits, obviously. That's crazy.
Okay.
You're rolling so well.
I know. Oh, I didn't roll that.
That's the
well.
new dice.
I know. So that's 2 double to 4, so 7 damage again.
7 points of damage.
Okay.
So 30, and then another 7 is 43 points total. Okay.
No, you
so
can write this down.
I know, but I'm like in it now. So you go and you slash across his back, immediately starts bleeding, but he runs right to the window and he leaps and jumps out of the window and falls down to the first story. He is going to take a d6 of damage. Actually, I'm going to make it wouldn't be a full 2d6. I'm going to make it a d6 and a d4. No, I'm going to make it a d6 and then another d6 halved. That's what I'm going to do. So that's 5, which brings him up to, I'll just let everybody in on this. He has 50 hit points. Okay? He just rolled a 5, so he's at 48. But now he's going to roll another d6 and have it. Okay? He rolled a 1. So he takes 1. So at 49 hit points, this man, he like starts to give it. You definitely have time to like, you run over. You're at the window. What do you do?
I would just jump and try to. It's like a finishing blow.
Oh my god. Okay, roll an attack at advantage.
Okay, I got 21.
21 hits. We know what his hit points are. But first,
Awesome.
Oh, thank you, new dice.
you take 5 points of bludgeoning damage as you land on the ground, but you just have both scimitars, and you literally, not only you land on top of him, pinning him to the ground, and just keep the scimitars going, and just right through the neck. And he's just looking up at you in terror permanently.
In the road?
And you are in the middle of the street,
Yep.
on top of a dead man that you just decapitated.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing that you hear is, why did he do that, Mom?
Oh no.
And you look over, and you look over, and you see this like 2 foot tall, like messy haired, like black messy hair on top kid, looking up at his mother, who drops a basket of whatever she's carrying,
Are they out of
and just
sight?
screams super loud. Oh wait, that's true. Wait, hold on. It is midnight.
Yeah.
I thought that this was earlier in the evening. Hold on. Okay. All right, we're gonna do something that we did on Day of D&D. So who wants to roll a luck check?
Oh god.
What is that? Just
Feel
a
like-
straight roll?
I feel like
This-
Chad should.
I feel
Just
like Chad
this,
should.
all right,
Yeah, Chad.
JMO, just roll a straight. Don't look at Discord right now, okay? Do you have Discord pulled up?
Nope.
Okay, promise me you won't look at it.
I promise.
Give me
I
a...
won't-
Okay.
I'll make sure I don't have a notification too.
Yeah.
Roll a d20 and tell me the result.
D20. Okay. Don't fail. You've been really good, dice. This is it. 17.
God damn it.
Oh.
As you, instead of hearing that child say what it said, you hear another, what you hear is like a cling, and you look over to see a Lucian guard member.
Oh, no.
no.
Oh no.
Just like he's like a young, like 17-year-old kid that you can easily tell he's super young. The armor's kind of big on him, and his spear is like clattering on the ground as he looks at you. And he like slowly like reaches up towards his neck. He pulls out a whistle.
Dude. No, dude. He attacked. I know it looks bad.
And he blows his whistle extremely loud. Go ahead.
As soon as I heard the crash of like the first window crash,
Yes.
I know that Geppetto is out the window.
Mm-hmm.
Literally.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I have like burst in to the room just in time to have seen the Lucian guard see Chad?
We'll say yes. Yeah, we'll say
Okay.
yes.
If that's the case, and if you allow it,
Mm-hmm.
as the guard is putting the thing up to his lips, can I cast minor illusion?
Okay.
To make it look like there's no, I don't know how deep. I like read through it again, and I know we're really like focusing in on minor illusion, but
Yeah.
can I make it look like it's just JMO
I mean,
or it's just Chad?
he saw the body fall. He
Yeah,
saw
okay.
Chad land on it.
Yeah.
You could definitely use minor illusion, and then I'm sure that there's something you could think of to make this situation better, but that's not one of them.
I am
Can
running
I make
outside.
can I
Okay.
make the whistle? Can I make the whistle instead of it being focused on Chad? Can I make his whistle sound like a bird tweeting or like something that doesn't sound like a guard whistle?
What I will say is what you do is he blows the whistle, and because you can't, like, with your minor illusion, you can't change a sound.
It does
Um,
say I
you-
can
you make a
create
sound.
sound,
Yeah,
like,
but
can
not-
I create one over his?
Yeah, so what I was going to say is he
Oh.
blows the whistle. No, you're totally fine. He blows the whistle and it hits this really high pitch, and you just like instinctively are like, what do I do? And you like speak out, and the like first thing that you think of high pitched is like you think of birds, but then last second you changed it because you're like, no, it's midnight. And then all of a sudden there's just like the sound that fills the air around this group of people of just like a swarm of bats, like cheering at super high pitches that kind of like just match the pitch of the whistle, so that it literally just sounds like a swarm of bats got spooked and flew away.
Okay. And as I would hope that maybe Chad would like be able to know that something magical happened and like look around.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, Chad would know that that's something magical. Okay. I'm sure. Because he sees it that it's a whistle, not a swarm of bats. Yeah.
Yeah. If we make eye contact, Chad, which I'm not going to force you to, but if you decide to look up,
I think that Chad would kind of be focused on. Chad would be focused on the guard in front of them.
Mm-hmm. I'll just say run after I finish the spell. I'll just say run.
Yeah, you could say that.
I grab the head.
You grab the head and you run and you start running, and as you do, poof, out the door, a big dwarf in plate armor steps out and kind of like looks from side to side.
They first go, ah! Oh, wait, can't let go. Run.
What's the guard doing?
The Lucian guard is like shell-shocked, is just like doesn't know what to do right now and is just standing there.
Can I make myself look like a Lucian guard? Like step back and make myself look like a Lucian guard?
What do you mean step back?
Like in the room so the guard can't see me change.
So like you bursted out of the house and then you step back into the house to change into the Lucian guard?
Is he like right outside the front door, like Lucian guard front door?
I mean, not right outside the front. Like so the body is right outside the front door, and then he's like 10 feet away.
If he hasn't noticed me, I would just step back inside. If he sees me, then I would.
Well, I mean, I would say that on your way down, you could have maybe thought to do that. Oh, but you haven't seen the Lucian guard.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's make a stealth check to see how quickly you can like just like lean back. Like you like come out and then like lean back real quick.
18.
Oh yeah, easily enough. So you open the door and you see the Lucian guard, and like as you do, you're like, and it like switches to another Lucian guard member.
And I'll run up to him and just like, listen, go home. I'll handle this. I'll go get help.
Roll a persuasion check with advantage.
18. So 23.
Oh, thank God, it's my first day. I don't want to deal with this. I didn't see anything, man. And he picks up his spear and he runs. And he runs away.
Oh, thank God.
I'll just run away. We gotta go.
So you just leave the body there?
Yeah, we got the head.
Okay. What about the rest of your party?
I turn to Edmund and I say,
what do you think's going on?
You're Alexander Nightshade?
Well, no, I was just Alexander Nightshade in that one specific situation.
Up, we gotta go!
And I'll burst in, having seen what I've seen, I'll burst in the room and be like, we gotta go, let's go.
Oh, so everybody rushes down the stairs, runs away from the house, and that is where we will go ahead and stop. As you are making your way back to the Pentwee home. And also, I will say, along with Chad, everybody else, welcome to level 3.
Level 3!
You are officially level 3 now. So, Matt...
I'm level 4.
You're level 6. No, Matt. I need to talk to Matt about some details about that, and then I'm just reminding myself I need to talk to you, and then Maewyn, you're kind of good already. But yeah. So that's where we'll go ahead and stop for today. Just because big long conversation's gonna happen after this, and also you have to get back home with a bloody head. I know you got the linens and stuff, but you haven't taken the time to do it yet. And there's also just, I mean, I just want to say, heads bleed a lot. You're leaving a literal trail of blood as of right now.
Yep.
So that is something that you'll have to take care of. But I'm sure you'll come up with a way. I'm sure you'll come up with a way next time on Charmed Persons. So thank you all for joining us. Watch the podcast, if you haven't, to catch up on earlier episodes, or listen, I should say. Also, we have the Monster Hearts campaign that is finished that you can watch. And tune in, I think, next week, right? Let me look at the schedule. No, 2 weeks, yeah, because next week is
holiday.
Is the Sunday before 4th of July.
Watch out
Everybody
for
knows
Monster
this-
Hearts in podcast form soon.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you for that.
Heck yeah.
For some reason I thought JMO was not going to be on July 10th, but you are. Okay, so yeah, next session should be Urabody, and maybe even Morton, if we can figure it out.
Everybody with
so-
the decapped head.
That would be all right. If the audio was unavailable for an hour of this session,
Oh, no.
I'm very sorry, and hopefully my responses kind of lead you to see what happened. I don't know. We'll see if there's anything on our end that we can do about that. But anyway, thank you all for joining us. Thank you to my wonderful players, the best player a DM could ask for. And as always, everybody say bye.
Bye.
Bye.